Hey folks, Todd Martin here, your local Louisville real estate broker, coming to you live from the corporate headquarters of Amped Realty in wonderful Louisville, Kentucky. Hope everybody's doing well. We are going to get into our talks with Todd at 12, or what I affectionately call the T3 talks. I guess we could add Tuesday in there, maybe come up with T squared, who knows, for all of you math people out there. But really, when we were chatting a couple of conversations ago, we had talked a little bit about contractors, how to hire a contractor, how to vet the contractor, and kind of some of the steps that you needed in order to get a contractor out to your house to get the projects done that you wanted to do, or your honey-do list. So we'll have a link of that below, just so you can kind of reference it. But today we're going to talk a little bit about what happens after you figure out which contractor you want to go with, kind of your projects and whatnot. And JC and I were kicking around some ideas and talking about that prior to popping on camera here. And again, JC kind of helps me stay on topic, so I do not run off and run over, as I can very easily do. But anyway, if you'll just kind of refresh me, JC, what were we talking about again? And I know you had a couple of questions.
Yeah. So now that we've kind of gone over hiring a contractor and that whole process, I guess my first question for you would be, with your experience, what season do you find is best for renovating your home and why?
Well, it's not necessarily what I find best. It's what the market tends to bring most of. And just like in the home buying season, in the summer buying season, we tend to see a lot of home renovation going on during the summer months, simply because we've got just maybe a little bit more predictable weather. So whether that be a major exterior or a major interior project, what we're really looking at is we are looking at the opportunity to be able to work around people's schedules as well. So, for example, let's say you want to do a major kitchen renovation, and it's the summertime, and you look at it, you've got particularly dry season, right? So there's a lot of things that have to go on: cabinets, counters, flooring, lighting, electrical, potential plumbing. There's a lot of things that have to be stored too outside sometimes. So you don't want that done during the freezing cold. You've got to have your cabinets delivered, sitting outside in the freezing cold while you're moving things out. So we find that a lot of people tend to do that during the summer. The other thing that's really cool during the summer is with the school schedules. Most of the school schedules here in the U.S., kids are out for an extended summer break. So you have the opportunity to get out, and while the major renovations are going on, so you don't have to live with that, because true to test, major renovations can definitely be a test of marriage. And if you've never seen The Money Pit, my recommendation for those of you that don't know the movie The Money Pit, it's an old Tom Hanks movie where he and his wife basically fall in love with this gorgeous house, and they have very continuous problems with contractors and major renovations. So it's a pretty good one if you're ever thinking about buying a house and you're going to get that project done just as soon as you get in there. So that's kind of a point of reference, just to have fun with that. So definitely summer months tend to be the best, because it's easier to move around. It's easier to schedule things. And it's definitely a more convenient time to get more done. So that's kind of why most people, JC, will tend to focus on the summer versus the harsh winter months, whereas they might be smaller projects leading up to larger projects in the summer.
Awesome. And I mean, we went over a couple of videos ago, I know, hiring the contractor. Mm-hmm. Say you don't have a contractor hired yet, and you're kind of like me in this instance. I'm kind of last minute. I'm thinking, oh, now it's summertime, I got to get moving on my projects. So what are some things to look out for before scheduling that summer renovation?
Well, sure. So yeah, now I think you had made mention that you had some windows that needed replacement. So you definitely don't want to do that in the winter, right? And when you're thinking about that in the winter, for example, you're thinking about all that cold air that's coming through those windows, and those windows need to be replaced. Well, the issue again with the summertime is it's a very popular season to get a lot of your renovations done. And one of the things that you want to do when you're finding that contractor and you feel comfortable with that contractor that you're going to hire for the position, give yourself enough time to schedule that out. Now, here's the thing that again, I know we talked a little bit about this in the past video, but think of the project that you're doing, right? Think of how long you've lived in your house, and think of the time that you've used your property. So, for example, if you lived in your house, I'll give you a perfect example. So, when my wife and I bought our house 15 years ago, we said we were going to finish the basement. That was our goal. We were going to finish the basement. My son will be 16 this year in October, and we finished the basement 4 years ago, right? So we lived with an unfinished basement, but of course, when we hired the contractor, we wanted it done lickety split. It's like, I'm going to hire you today, you're going to get it done tomorrow. Make sure you have those expectations under control, because again, those renovations don't happen overnight. And if you hire a good quality contractor, they're going to do good quality work, but it's not going to be a rush job. So I think that when you're looking at that, as far as planning, when you're planning that contractor out, schedule them far enough out so they can put you on the schedule, because most good contractors will say, hey, I'm not available for another 3 weeks, 4 weeks, 6 weeks, whatever. Go ahead and schedule them, and then get a schedule of when they will realistically be finished with the job. And then again, we talked about adding a little bit of play to and from that. So really, when you're looking to do your big jobs in the summertime, make sure you start the process early enough so you can get into that window and you can get on that contractor's slate for getting the work done. So really, again, we look at the summertime for the major projects. We look at scheduling out far enough in advance so you can get things done. And again, one of the things that I will stress here, and again, we talk about that with contractors, is having patience and just kind of remembering, what you're looking to do as you're looking to do it and as the summertime comes up. But again, it's a good time for you to get out with the family, or if you're by yourself, just go out with your friends or take a vacation. Let those big things happen. And when you come back, you'll be totally amazed at what's going on. So, I mean, really, again, it all boils down to planning and patience. Is that pretty much answer your question, JC, or is anything else pops into your head?
Yeah, I guess the last thing, I know you just made mention of maybe like scheduling a vacation and having the kids be home in the summer, things like that. Is there anything to look out for with the contractor? I mean, if you're going to do something like a vacation, you're going to be away from your home for an extended period of time while they're working on it. Is there anything you want to be sure of before that happens?
Yeah, well, and that was a good question. And the contractor that you're hiring should be licensed, bonded, and insured. And you can always ask for a copy of the policy up front just to make sure. And again, it's always, you've got to think about things, just tell your neighbors, just like anything else, hey, just keep an eye out. If you see things strange, give me a buzz. But for an extended period of time, if you're going to be gone for, say, a week or so, or 2 weeks, just make sure you have a copy of their insurance policy, and that you also check it and make sure that it's valid. I've run into some situations where contractors have given a policy and the policy has not been active for quite some time. So it's just easy to make a phone call and check that out. Your good quality contractors will all have insurance policies in place in case there's any issues or problems. But yeah, that's kind of that's a good question. I hadn't even thought about that one, JC.
Yeah, well, that's basically what we had for today. I know you may always make mention if people have additional questions, maybe shoot them over to you. But yeah, that's all I had for you today.
Yeah, no, that's perfect. And we'd love to get your interaction, kind of see what you want to see on these topics. Do you want more numbers on the market? Do you want more tips and tricks? Do you want staging, buying, selling information? Whatever we can do to help you out, just let us know. We'll be happy to address it. It doesn't matter if you come across this a year, 2 years from now. Hey, shoot us a message, and we'll be happy to address those issues or find you answers to your questions. And again, remember, if you know anybody that's looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate, don't keep us a secret. We're always here to tell. Again, that's Todd at amped, Realty.com. And you can always reach us at 502 220-4663, or think of it as 502-220-HOME, HOME. Give us a call anytime. We're always happy to chat.